Let's get started!
Clever, comrade. I have an idea. Let's make a poll.
A poll about what deadline?
Let's have the viewers vote on the things they want to see soon. I have a poll ready here.
Why am I getting the feeling that I'm not gonna like what's on the poll?
Okay, here it is.
Why are there already 15 votes over here?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna go do some ranting for a while. I'll talk about that poll later. Okay, here we go. MHA Chapter 395. Its main highlight is Libera supposedly dying in a very happy ending, as the ultimate reward for becoming a mass murderer for everyone's sake. Anyways, do take note that this video will not be a full recap. We are just gonna be ranting about things that don't make sense. Now pretty much just like what we did in the previous chapter, this time we are also just gonna skip the talking about a little something. Let's hop straight into the chapter. Okay, so about chapter 395. This chapter is pretty much just the epilogue of the Libera fight. And just like the previous chapter, it also ended in a stupid way, this time with Libera supposedly dying happily and escaping all consequences.
That is one big pile of shit.
Anyways, as for rantable stuff I can talk about, this chapter has quite the number of them, especially Libera doing some very unsanitary surgery without any cleaning bubbles. But before we get to this, I just gotta ask something, since the whole Gunga Mountain Libera battle is pretty much done anyways. Why didn't Blue Cat ever summon her giant stone golems? I'd imagine these things would easily plow through the hordes of clones that can't even win against basic martial arts. But no. Blue Cat didn't even attempt to summon them, in fact she didn't even think of them at all. Although considering the fact that the golems haven't shown up since season 3, and that's a long time ago, I think the creator just simply forgot their existence altogether. Okay, with that said, now let's move on towards the big rants, starting with this little scene where Libera stitched some wounds. So yeah, apparently Libera knows all about stitching wounds now. Anyways, so I've seen quite a lot of people saying that Libera being able to stitch wounds is plausible because she's a criminal on the run. Personally, I don't think this is the case. Libera over here looks like she doesn't even know what the f she's doing. Notice how she started with the blood transfusion before even stitching the wound shut. Also notice how she also didn't even care about sanitation at all. She literally just started stitching with her dirty needles. And basing off of the fact that Libera quickly finished stitching within 3 panels, not to mention she simply said she'll close the wound. Looks like she didn't even stitch any internal damage that caused Telly to vomit up blood in the first place. So yeah. Over here Libera looks like she's just copying what she saw on television, and she actually has absolutely no idea how things are done. She just made the problem worse. But perhaps the silliest thing here is that this entire f***ing mess of a surgery and blood transfusion is actually meant to be some sort of heroic sacrifice on Libera's side. Yeah. Libera playing Doctor horribly is somehow meant to be heroic. Yeah. All I can see here is that Libera is trying to kill Telly, so that someone she likes can be with her in the afterlife, since she's pretty much already planning to kill herself anyways to avoid getting caught by the heroes and face consequences.
You're coming with me.
No. Wait. Wait.
And speaking of Libera supposedly dying here. Now at first glance I just thought this is just the usual MHA death fake out. But looking closer, I noticed something odd here. Compared to the other supposed deaths we've had all throughout the finale, in which the camera just moved away from them after they took a big hit. In Libera's case, she gets to have an entire epilogue chapter with an actual build-up leading towards the death scene. Which means Libera did, in fact, die. And about the dying. So yeah, Libera just straight up died and avoided any consequences of her mass murdering whatsoever. Hell, it's even portrayed as the perfect happy ending. And no, even at the end she still didn't feel any remorse over her past actions. But what about her victims, you ask? Now as usual MHA doesn't give a f about them. After Libera killed so many people and robbed them of their happy endings, she's still the one to get rewarded. Yeah, it's extremely bullshit. But knowing how much the creator loves Libra, judging by how much more plot armored she is compared to the other villains, her getting away with everything and getting a happy ending is pretty much expected at this point. Such a f***ing Mary Sue. Okay, now before we end, I'd like to talk about something off chapter for a bit. So lately with these Libra focused chapters, I've been noticing a significant uptick of Libra sympathizers all across the internet, which is something I found odd, considering the relatively recent Sunbird focused chapters did not result in a whole bunch of Sunbird sympathizers. Naturally, I looked into this, and upon closer inspection of the way these Libra chapters are structured, I kinda understand now how Libra would get so much sympathizers. Compared to the other final battle chapters where there's more active fighting going on, Libra's chapters are literally 95% sob stories, crying, and baby pictures, with very little focus on the actual battle itself. This, coupled with the fact that MHA never focused on her victims and crimes, not to mention said crimes did not even remotely affect the actual relevant characters, it's relatively easy to feel bad for Libra, and indeed a whole lot of people are feeling bad about her now. So technically, in the end of it all, the creator spamming the out of baby pictures to make people feel sad for Libra actually paid off. Well played, creator, well played. Okay, rant over. Overall, chapter 395. So yeah, Libra finally died here. And as for her supposed rivalry with Wing, it never went anywhere. This little revenge arc is quickly shoved away in favor of girly battles with talk no jutsu. Also, one last thing, and also the most important one. Why the f is fellow reptile so ugly over here? He looks high on crack. Anyways, since my favorite useless lizard is drawn ugly as f, I'm gonna rate this chapter a negative infinity out of 10. This is such a f***ing awful chapter. Okay, now that I'm done, I can now check out this poll. Why the f are there already 30 votes on the drip option?
Then from my multitude of adoring friends, they want to see me wear more drip.
But the voting hasn't even started yet.
I started it while you were ranting.
How come you conveniently got all the votes?
That doesn't matter. Vote now.
Okay, I'll just go vote for the third one since you're just cheating everything anyway.
Good choice, clever comrade. Okay, viewers, what would you vote for?